going on? So, recently was thinking about, I actually just started MISTBORN, which is so far phenomenal. I'm loving it. But I was having a conversation with my friend, and I was trying to get him to read the book, which is, I try to, make people read more. It's kind of like, I want people to read. I don't know, I feel like there's something healthy about it, even if it is still entertainment, like, a movie, Facebook, whatever it may be. But he was like, hey man, how do you find time to read? And I was really thinking about that, and I have general answers, instead of, what I used with him is, instead of going on YouTube all the time, or scrolling the infinite scrolls, I would read. So I like baths, so if I'm taking a bath, I'll read a lot. And I like to just soak in the bath. Or if you stand in the shower for too long, it's just wasting water. But bath, you can just sit there. You don't have to do anything. I just read, a little cup of tea. It's great. I also love reading right before bed. Kind of helps me fall asleep a little bit. I told him when I'm cooking food, I like to read. And, during lunch, I like to read. But then, that made me wonder that, why is it that I'm advocating for someone to read more? And so I started thinking about, why should you? Why should you read more than going on your phone or something? And I don't know if there's exactly a good answer for it. I don't think there is the right answer for why you should read more, other than, at least from what I feel in me, is the concentration of it. It's I don't know, in many ways through life, I feel like it's really hard to concentrate. No matter what you're doing, whether it's if you're a gamer, it's hard to finish a game. Or if you're watching a show, sometimes you'll just fall out of the show and you don't concentrate on it and you never finish it. Kind of like that loop. You're just constantly picking up new things and dropping them. Or books, just the same way. But in the same way, I feel with books, it almost it provides a sense of concentration that is highly rewarding. With a show, it's just so spoon-fed. Everything's just oh, here you are, here you go, here's your show. All you have to do is just sit there and watch the show. You don't have to if it's a complex show or something, I don't know, Twin Peaks, it might make you think a little more, but, you don't have to really, buckle down and, get through it. So, I don't know, there's something about a book that I feel, in many ways, kind of tells you about yourself. You really got to concentrate. You really have to read the words. You have to not only just read the words, but you really have to think about what you're reading. You can read a book, we've all done it, while you're reading a book, and in the middle of the book, you're just you're reading it, but then you're you come to this conclusion where you're I'm reading this, but I'm also thinking about something else at the exact same time, which is really fucking weird. But in the same way, I feel that kind of explains your mind. It's it explains where you are, generally. At least that's kind of how I've come to terms with it lately, is reading is an excellent way to practice concentration. Not just with any task, really. It forces you to concentrate. And if you don't, you will not get it. You will not. You can skip around a book, but I don't know. I don't know if I like that. It's why are you reading the book? You should just put it down. Just I don't want to read this. I'm not interested. This writer is not captivating me. If you don't like something, put it down. But if you like it a little bit, concentrate. Concentration is key. And it's hard to concentrate in life. I think I suffer from that probably the most. Whether it's concentrating on trying to write, doing art, playing a game, concentrating in conversation even, you know? Like, so a book is kind of like, at least in my eyes, a really good way to remind yourself how much you should be concentrating on certain things and how much you shouldn't in others. Like YouTube versus a book. You definitely need to concentrate more with a book than YouTube in order to like understand the context of what it is. And you know, Mistborn here is an excellent example of concentration, because not only is it easy to concentrate on Mistborn, but it's highly pleasurable. It feels like I'm reading something similar to like Harry Potter. It's just so easy flowing, and this isn't exactly a video on Mistborn exclusively. I've been reading many different genres recently, but in many ways, you know, it just, I don't know, it got me thinking about how I started reading more, and then how I continued to. I don't know if I exactly say it's a habit, because I don't think it's a habit. I don't necessarily think I'm like, okay, gotta read now, have to read. It's like, if I feel like if I force myself to do something, I'm not gonna enjoy it as much. Especially if it's like for pleasure, like reading or finishing a show. You know what I mean? So, nothing much else I really have to say other than that. I don't know. Mistborn's an excellent book, and I highly, highly recommend it. I think everyone would just really benefit from a good book, especially with times like right now with COVID. No better time than to sit down and practice your concentration. Just concentrate on that. Really soak it in as much as you can. Set a point. Like, I'm going to stop after this chapter. If you stop and you feel like you want to keep going, that's a good sign. You know? Really focus on that part of you. Yeah, but I don't know. Hope anyone that watched this enjoyed it. Have an excellent week.